So now you're in Egypt. Jacob is ready to die. He's been there many years, and he knows that the end is near. Joseph hears about that and brings his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, to his father's room. At which point, Father Israel wakes up, and he tells Joseph, "Bring your two sons to me." Now keep in mind, the birthright son gets a double portion blessing from the father. So one of the ways that Jacob fulfills this double portion is to say, "Joseph, bring your two sons. I am going to adopt them. They are going to become my sons." So now you technically have 13 tribes of Israel, because we drop the notion of the tribe of Joseph, and in his place we get the tribe of Ephraim and the tribe of Manasseh.
It's a baker's dozen.
It is 13. And so Joseph intentionally puts Manasseh at his father's right knee, the oldest, because the right hand is the birthright hand, and Ephraim at the left knee, at which point blind Jacob crosses his hands. And you'll notice Joseph interrupts him, physically picks up his dad's hands.
It's actually a little bothered too.
And yeah, he's, "Dad, this is the firstborn, Manasseh. He's over here on the right-hand side." Look at verse 19. "And his father refused and said, 'I know it, my son, I know it. He also shall become a people, and he also shall be great. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations.' And he blessed them that day, saying, 'In thee shall Israel bless, saying, God make thee as Ephraim and as Manasseh.' And he set Ephraim before Manasseh." And so he then continues with the blessing. It's this idea that in the latter days, the responsibility for gathering all of the house of Israel again is going to fall on the head of Ephraim, and Manasseh is going to be right beside him in that effort. All of the tribes of Israel are going to be looking in the latter days to these two for the gathering effort into this covenant connection with God. And now, here we sit in the 21st century, trying to fulfill these prophecies and these visions that have been had by these prophets and patriarchs and matriarchs of old. Now, these are our days. So many people who have been baptized in the church have either been a part of or adopted into the tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh and others. They're all represented in people who've been baptized, and every tribe has a role to fulfill. But Ephraim is the one responsible for making sure that this work takes place and spreads forth across all nations, kindreds, tongues, and peoples of the earth. And gratefully, Manasseh is that they're working side by side to bring about this great gathering effort. Now in chapter 49, you get the additional what have been often referred to as the patriarchal blessings of the other 11 tribes. So we already got Ephraim and Manasseh being blessed there. Now you get Reuben in verse 3. Then you get a joint blessing to Simeon and Levi. These two brothers seem inseparable in the story. Verse 5. And then Judah in verse 8. Fascinating that Judah gets such a long blessing compared to most of the other brothers. It's Judah and Joseph that get the longer blessings. Look at verse 10 within Judah's blessing. "The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be." It's this beautiful promise of Shiloh, the person through whose right it is to gather everybody. It's going to come through Judah, and he's going to have this power to be a lawgiver. You'll notice some of our most famous kings in the biblical story coming up in future lessons. King David, King Solomon, and they are from the tribe of Judah. And the prophecies among all the Jews, their expectations for a Messiah to come, they're told, it will be a son of David who will be the Lion of the tribe of Judah, who's going to come and restore the kingdom to Israel someday. Then you get these other brothers listed. Verse 13, Zebulun, 14, Issachar, 16, Dan, 19, Gad, 20, Asher, 21, Naphtali, and then 22, you get Joseph, who is told he's a fruitful bough by a wall, or by a well, whose branches run over the wall. The way that the Book of Mormon prophets read this is they say, see, this is us. So they're interpreting this patriarchal blessing, saying, we're the part of Joseph that grew over the wall. We're on the other side of the world, but we're fully of the tribe of Joseph. Through Lehi, we know his genealogy comes through Manasseh.